Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to show you how to create a password strength meter in HTML, CSS in JavaScript. So here is the final part product. What we have here is we have the ability to check if the password is insecure, medium, or highly secure. So if I type something, it's going to show me the strength of my password. So it's based on the characters that you pass in the password. So if you have special characters as well as numeric and alphanumeric characters, then that is considered secure password. And if you have only uh, alphabetic characters, then that is considered um, uh, weak password or medium type passwords. And based on that, we will decide where our password is secure or not. So let's just jump in. So I am here. I will create another directory. Let's say password dash strength meter, and I will cd into that directory, and I will create index.html file. And so this is md, so let's start PowerShell. And now here we have the index.html file, and I will open up the code editor here by typing code and then period, and that will fire up the code editor. Now before we jump into the code, I will start the PHP development server. That is the one I'm using for weaving that fetch in the browser. So php take as localhost :@t80, that is the port number. Now the development server is not running, so I will come here to the browser, and here we can type our code. So now we have index.html file. uh, just to create a boiler code, I will type exclamation point and then tab, and here we have the exclamation, the basic code. So I will set the title to password strength meter. So password strength meter. Now here we will create, let's say, h1, and we will type password strength gth meter, and I will align that to the center. So style text align and center text align to center. Now we will create a form, and let's say post type form, and here we will have the password field as well as the meter. So let's say label, and that is for password, and we have the text password and input type password, and here we will have the name is let's say password, the id is also password. We will use that for styling, and I will pass the placeholder, enter password. Now we will create another for strength. So label and label attribute, that is for meter, and here we will have strength, and we will have the meter tab. So meter, and here we will have value as 0 and max value is 100, and we will close the meter tag. Now if I save this, let's see that in the browser. So I will come here, and now as we know that our on port 8080 we have that one running, so we see that we have a form but we don't have any CSS. So let's work on CSS. So here style tag. Now we have a form tag here, so to set some width and height for that, I mean to create a box from that, I will pass code for that. So here we have form width as 500 pixel, margin as 0, and from left and right we have auto padding at 20 pixel, border as 1 pixel solid, and then we have this color, and we in VS Code we can change our color to anything we want. So now then we have the border radius, so a little bit rounded border, and then we set the font family to serial Arial. So if I save that, come here, and now we have styling like this. Let's style the input fields like the password and the strength meter. So I will come here. I will paste the CSS for the level. So just a display block and margin bottom is 10 pixel, and then targeting the input type password field display block width is 90%, 95%, because it will if we set that to 100%, it will go all the way to the border of the form. So that's the reason. Then we have set the border to solid 1 pixel, and then we have border radius a little bit rounded, and then font size, that is 16 pixel. I guess that is by default as well. And then we have the meter tag that we have right here that will store the strength, the password. So width is 100%, and height is 10 pixel, and margin bottom as 20 pixel. So if I save this, let's view the UI now in the browser. So now as you can see, now we have a little bit better UI than the without CSS. So now I will come here. uh, as we saw in the demonstration that whenever the password is weak, it will display the yellow color, and when it's very weak, then it's red color, and then when it is strong, then it displays the green color of the meter tag. To do that in CSS, we will add these properties to the meter tag. So when the meter value is 0, then go ahead and set the color, background color of that meter to red. So when the value is 0, and we will set the WebKit meter optimum value, and that will set the background color to red. And when it's 25, then it will be orange. That will mean that it's medium type passwords. And then whenever it is 100, then we will set the value to green. So the color of that will be the bar, the meter bar will be green. And then here we will change this to, instead of string, let's say password string. Now we can work on JavaScript. And before that, let's view that in the browser. So we have a little bit better UI, but let's say add a br tag here. So I will come here and br right here, and now as you can see, we have a little bit better UI than that. So now let's work on JavaScript. So let's say script, and the first thing we need to do is to target those elements. So const, and let's say password, and this is going to target or let's say password field. This will target the password input field. So let's say document.get element, we have the ID. So document.get element by ID, and the ID that we have passed is password itself. And then we will target the password string. So let's set ID here. ID is equal to password dash strength. I will copy that and target it from the JavaScript. And now this is the password strength, but capitalized like that. Now we will add event listener to the password field. So password field dot add event listener, and the event listener that you want to add is input. So whenever you input anything, we will call a function, and let's say this is an anonymous function. And what we will do here is let's say const or let, and let's say strength is equal to we will create a function, let's say calculate password strength, and we will pass the password field value. So we will pass that, and once we got the strength from this method will return the strength in numbers that will be from 0 to 100, and based on that we will set the width of this to that. So we will set that value to that one. So password strength dot value is equal to strength variable. And instead of calling that directly, I think we have to create another variable from that. So we have the latest value. So let's say const password field value, and set that equal to password field dot value. So now let's create that function. So I will create a method with this name, let's say function, and function name is that. And as you can see, we accept the password field value. So let's say password, and now here let's create a variable. So let and password strength. This will be a local variable, just limited to this method or function. So now based on the password length, we will give some credits to the password strength. I mean, we will increase the password strength value, and that will be appended into this meter value. So let's say password strength plus equal to, and that will be the expression like math dot minimum. And I mean, whenever the password length is less than um, tenth, I mean we will pass 10 here minimum, where this is the 10 is the minimum value, or the password dot length is minimum. So if that is any of that is the case, then we will multiply that by 5, and then each time this method is called, we will check and if there is small letters, like we will pass regular expression here. If we have small letters from A to Z, this will be the regular expression for that, and then we will call the test method passing the password value. So if the password has alphabetic characters from A to Z in small case, then we will give some credits to the password. We will add append some credits there, so let's say plus equal to 10th, and now we will check for the same for the capital A to Z characters. So if the password has alphabetic characters in uppercase, then we will append 10 uh, numbers to the value of the meter. And now we will check for the numeric values as well. So if we have numeric values from 0 to 9, then we will give 10 credits to the password strength or meter. And then we will check if we have characters from A to Z in small case, as well as characters from A to Z in capitalized case, as well as numerics from 0 to 9. Then we will give 10 credits to the password strength value. So now at the end we will return the actual value. So return the password strength. Password strength is right here. So now if I save this, let's try that in the browser. So let's try that out. I will refresh the page, and let's say password. Now it's green, and now if I, like, here we can view the password. So if I add special characters, we don't have validation for special characters. So if I add numerics, it's going to increase, and now we have only small characters. So if I add capital characters, it's going to increase as well. So that's how you can add like create a power password strength meter that will check how the strength of the password, how much that is secure, and stuff like that. Code to this project will be available in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.